confectionery makers Arenel Movers Football Club failed to move off the bottom of the Castle Lager Premier Soccer League log standings when they were condemned to a second defeat in as many games following a 2-1 loss at the hands of fellow newcomers Tel 1, and it's really beginning to look nasty for the sweet and biscuit makers who expected to come out at least with a point from their favourite Luveve stadium. The hosts should have been a goal up as early as the 5th minute after bustling Grey Kufandada handed an inch-perfect Toto Banda cross over the bar. It wouldn't matter much as 10 minutes later Arenel were ahead of an own goal by Polite Mwenda, who nodded a corner kick into his own net in a bid to clear. Arenel were doing everything right in the early stages of the game in search of a second, and they were not very far off 4 minutes after the goal with a Brian Jaravaza free kicker that whistled a few inches above Triple Zimlea's horizontal bar. Tel 1 eventually woke up from their slumber and got more into the game, passing the ball around for confidence, almost catching Arenel keeper Aaron Ngwenya unawares when Malvin Quinjo pulled the trigger miles away from goal, but Ngwenya was able to scramble Quinjo's attempt away for a corner. Without doubt, be it by need or design, Tel 1 dominated the later stages of the first half, and they began to create openings in the last third, though some atrocious shooting would frequently let them down as they blew chances to draw level. Half-time, Tel 1 trailing by 1-0, though they would be motivated by their strong finish, whilst Arenel knew that failure to consolidate their solitary goal was living on borrowed time. At resumption, Tel 1 coach Herbert Marowa then came up with the masterstroke, making 3 changes to bring to 4 the substitutions in the first 45, and that would later have a bearing on the eventual destiny of events. The visitors almost reaped instant rewards when 5 minutes after the restart, substitute Yuchi Kosa showed he needed tight attention after juggling himself on the left to tee up Washington Navaya with a dipping cross, but his header went straight into the arms of Aaron Ngwenya. Arenel had been warned. They appeared not to take heed, and 7 minutes later they were hit where it hurts the most when the new arrivals Tafazwa Spanda and Collins Chidomaya linked to set up yet another substitute, Lloyd Guerina, who showed he meant business with a tap-in to bring the scores to 1-1. Tel 1 have to work on their shooting, and just as when you thought it had been attended to at halftime, it actually looked like it had gone from bad to worse. Subsequently, good opportunities are thrown to waste. With little over a quarter of an hour normal time left, Arenel blew the chance to restore their lead after Tel 1 keeper Triple Zimleya made a crucial blocker to Grey Kufandada's chip, with Crispin Machisa's follow-up cleared on the line by Tabiso Machazi. They would soon regret that miss as 10 minutes later the visitors struck the winner, a free kick from the right flicked into the box by Leo Hofisi for captain Eria Tafrenyika to pounce onto a loose bowler that he buried past helpless Aaron Ngwenya. Arenel knew they were beaten, and whilst they made frantic efforts to rescue the match from the fire, precious points on the road had been sealed. 2-1 loss for Arenel, and what next then for the sweet and biscuit makers, for whom problems affecting their performances can no longer be sugar-coated, with coach Farai Tawachera pinpointing that some of his team's shortcomings are beyond his control. He just has to keep going. It's the challenges of the job, and one is measured by the size of problems that they fix. For the Premier Soccer League at Luveve Stadium in Bulawayo, I'm Tandazani Zimbra.